we have to do our the box office, but we're gonna do like a real quick review, because we saw the movie and we're gonna do it, which is the because a lot of people are saying, well, what about the BELKO experiment? And I thought we would have got a screening for that because that was James Gunn that wrote it. You know, my man behind Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, well, shit, you know, if he wrote it, this must be good. I mean,
is Star-Lord in it?
No.
Next.
I think there was a raccoon and some trash in it somewhere, but that's about as close you're going to get to that. This movie has not been getting some good reviews out there.
I heard some good things about it.
Really? Well, you know what? I like to hear about the good things that you heard. And you don't know, Martin, maybe we're going to say something good about it.
Not with that setup.
You don't know, Martin. You don't know, sir. I'm a fair man. You know I don't always try. He said, I like the way like bullshit. Ain't unfair about you. Well, here's the thing, people. This is a film where, and again, James Gunn got me, and I like the theme that's going on in this too. You know, I like movies where you have people who are they're normal, average, everyday people that you might be friends with them, or at least you work with them, and you know, you genuinely like them, or you at least have to be nice to them. You're obligated to be nice to them because you're in the workplace. Well, this is a movie where they say all that shit is thrown out the window because we are closing the doors, locking everybody into a big-ass tall building, and the only way even one of you is getting out alive is if you all kill each other in different stages, playing different games. I like stuff like this, man. I've seen it in one of my favorite movies, which also can make me a little biased against this too. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Red Band trailer for the BELKO experiment. This is the movie we're talking about, and we'll give you our quick review, Corey and I, after this.
BELKO is a non-profit organization that facilitates American companies in South America.
All employees, lend me your full attention.
Hey, it's Jesus.
Your chance of survival increases by following my orders. Your task is simply this. Kill 3 of your co-workers, or we will kill 6 others.
Hey, all the lines are dead.
We need to evacuate the floor.
Mikey, come on, it's a joke, man.
Hey, listen up, everybody. Whoever's doing this, they're having a little fun at our expense.
Stage 1, commence.
His head exploded from the inside. What?
When we start working here, they put tracers in the back of our heads.
You must not remove the tag from your body. Follow our directives, or we will detonate the explosive. Begin.
That ain't melted at all.
Do you know what kind of metal this is?
I don't really know.
We need to discuss all our options.
We do not have the right to take innocent human lives.
What are you doing?
My wife and kids need me.
Stage 2, commence.
We don't need no more weapons. We need to work together to get the hell out of here.
Don't fucking move!
In 2 minutes, we want 30 of you dead. If 30 of you are not dead, we will end 60 of your lives ourselves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
At the end of the day, people are out for themselves.
You know, one of the things with this is that it really is a double-edged sword playing with this concept, because I'm gonna bring it up right here. One of my favorite movies is a Japanese film that came out from back. You know which one I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I knew you said one of your favorite movies the second you said that.
Yeah, no, I love this movie. Martin might remember me. He might remember me loving this movie too. Do you remember the movie Battle Royale?
Sure.
So watching this movie is a lot like watching Battle Royale. Hell, it's even like watching The Hunger Games. except you were watching like the Redbox rental version of it. You know, because because everything that made those movies as great as they are is pared down here, pared down very much to the point where they're trying to fit this in because it's Blumhouse.
Yeah.
So you know Blumhouse going to tell you they're going to give you $5 in the camera, say get the fuck on.
The budget was $5 million.
Yeah. The budget is about $5 million in this, and maybe I think it was actually $4 million. And with this, they have to get it down to a certain time, and I will give them credit. Thank you for letting me live my life by making this an hour and 28 minutes.
Whew.
Yeah, and that's what Martin. We
Get
all
you in, get you out.
Yep.
Martin, we love when movies do it. We are so grateful. We go to so many
that
movies.
was a piece of shit, but it was short, so thank you.
But you gave me my life, and I thank you for that. Yeah, Martin and I'll come out so much, especially in the summertime when a movie's short. We come out like sunlight. Yes.
Where am I?
It's funny because we go see so many movies like in spring. We come out in the sun and still like we got to get used to it.
Yeah.
So when a movie's an hour and 28 minutes, I'm like, man, that's great. At least you got that going. But that's kind of a hindrance here. Because being an hour and 28 minutes means that if you're going to do a movie where everybody that has to like each other, or at least give the airs of liking each other, you got to have some tension. And to create that tension, you got to know these characters. And to know these characters, you got to spend some time with them. And we don't, at least from my point of view, we don't spend any time with these characters enough for us to care about them. Mm-hmm. So
you sit down with your popcorn and they immediately start killing each other.
Well, you know what? I will tell you this much because I did say this. And by the way, it's a stupid setup, and I still think that.
That's what I said. Because when I went to see Get Out the second time, they showed the trailer for this, and I said that looks like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But Goodwin said he thought it looked cool.
I thought the setup was set up decently, and I'm a big fan of these type of movies like Battle Royale. And there's a movie on Netflix called Circle that's really cool. But with this, I thought the setup was okay where they had it placed because they're in a foreign country. They sent all the people who could call somebody. They sent them home. So like all the people that are in this BELKO experiment building are all Americans, and they all have the tracers in their heads. So no matter what happens, you know, we can handle it if somebody gets out. So I thought the setup was decent.
Because they say in this area it's rough and you can get kidnapped. Mm-hmm. But even then I'm thinking like, well shit, either I don't want to work in that area or I'm just gonna say no, you know, and I'm not letting you put some shit in my head, you know, what am I?
They said they were getting paid like really well though, and nobody cared about their work. So.
Yeah, you know, when it was an easy job.
Yeah, they're like, nobody cares about our work, no one's reviewing us, we get regular raises, like I don't have a problem here. So I was like, well, hey. If a tracer's the cost.
It's easy enough. I say, fuck you, we ain't putting nothing in my head. You know, I ain't doing this. Because you already know something's wrong if they're doing that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I ain't no pet. You know, so, but at least they try to explain it in a way.
Sure.
So in other words, as dumb as it is, it's passable.
Okay.
But also, and you say you like the setup. You were fine with that.
Yeah, I was fine with the setup.
Well, let me ask you this, because they're trying to pass this off as somewhat of a dark comedy too, a black comedy, and the comedy don't really work in this. There's hardly any of it in there, and the comedy should come in the form of satire, and either they're not pushing the satire enough, or the stuff that they have in there is again going by way too quick. They're trying to like put in these jokes. They're trying to put in, and we get it. You know what satire is there is also obvious. Boy, office politics a bitch, ain't it? You know, I was like, damn, you know, I need a whole movie for that.
Yeah, and then like they also have, of course, since they can't spend a lot of time developing characters, there's a lot of stereotypes in here. You saw the flamboyant gay guy, like, oh my God, it's Jesus. And, the sassy black chick is in here. Yeah. The spicy Latina is in here. You're just like, Jesus
the fat
Christ.
black security guard.
The fat black security guard, yeah, he's in there too, and he's sassy too. Boy, I was hardcore, Holmes. You know that. You know, everybody. You're right. Everybody's feeling that. Is feeling that type, and that's again shorthand so we can get on with the movie. But you know what? I will tell you this about the film. A big compliment to management in this movie, because look, in this, everybody's the way they set it up, it's like everybody's gonna die. Everybody's gonna do something here.
Yeah, the way they kept saying, okay, you got to kill 30 people. I'm like, well, that's pretty much all of us, ain't it?
Well,
they say it's 92 Americans or foreigners in the building at the time.
Yeah,
so.
But they make sense though. I mean, because when you look at it, there ain't no way out of this. And if you're gonna do it, you can either say, all right, you know what? we're going to do this systematically, and the bad guys in the movie, the ones who are supposed to be the villains, they're actually making sense. I'm like, okay, they have a system of saying, okay, this is why you're going to die, and this is why you're going to live. I'm like, wow, in this situation, you're calm. You actually have good skills. I can see why you're a CEO here. But then there's the other guy who's working in HR or something, and his answers are pretty practical too.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
I'm sorry, but that sounds to me like you're saying you want to kill innocent people.
No, I am not saying that at all. I'm saying that we need to discuss all our options.
Well, we understand, but we are not going to entertain the option of killing people.
What do you got, a mouse in your pocket there, Melch?
Mr. Norris has a point.
Absolutely he does. Look, we have to think about what is best for the whole group. All right, look, I know no one wants to actually think about sacrificing 30 lives, but if it means saving the lives of an additional...
No matter what the circumstances...
Man, that dude is gay as hell. Even when he don't have any lines, he's like, no, honey.
Yes, queen. Like, what?
You ain't killing me, honey.
Sorry, we do not have the right to take innocent human lives. And besides that, there are practical reasons.
Like what?
You can't really think that they're gonna let anybody live to tell about this.
Thank you.
So everybody's like, we're gonna try.
And you appreciate that when it gets brought up. You're like, thank you. I would think that too.
Because the guy's pretty much saying, like, look, we either can go out as friends and decent people, or you could be an asshole and play this game.
Right.
And if you didn't, because it's obvious that nobody's going to, I'm not spoiling anything here, but
yeah,
when
it's obvious to me. When that voice came on the intercom, I'm like, they ain't letting nobody leave.
Yeah, why would they? So it's I really did appreciate that part of the movie. Like I said, when they were doing this, like they had a system. Like the guys were saying, if you are over this age, stand over here. If you have kids, come over here. I was like, they're actually being kind of fair about this.
Don't get stranded on a mountain with him. He will try to kill you and eat you the first day.
Oh, I ain't going out decent. I'm telling you right now. If there'll be a BELKO experiment in this room if these doors locked.
We have food. No, I'm gonna eat you.
No. I got a phone. We can call a locksmith. No, one of y'all got to die.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the warning.
And that's about as decent as I'm gonna get. But go ahead, take it, man.
But yeah, you appreciate what is his name? John Gallagher Jr. I think is the main character, the HR guy. Yeah. And you've seen him in the newsroom, and he's also in 10 Cloverfield Lane. So he does a great job of playing that everyday average guy that you are supposed to step in.
That was the guy from 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, the one that was down there with John Goodman and
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he does a great job, and I really like him as an actor. Everything he showed up in, I've appreciated it, and he did a great job in here. And oh, by the way, I really want to bring up some of the effects in this. But yeah, he's kind of flat in some parts of this movie because I don't feel like he was given a lot of a motivation. Like you understand his motivation to live, but is like everyone else. Like he's the nice guy, so he wants to help certain people and save certain people. It's like, well, dude, you're in this situation. Like they could just kill anybody off at any time, and everything is wired up so they can see everybody what they're doing. They got microphones in their tracers. So he makes a couple of illogical decisions in this movie, even though he says a lot of smart stuff in here.
Well, I thought that was actually kind of cool because that guy, there's a reason why, and I can't say why, but there's a reason why he's acting like he is. There's a reason why he's behaving like he is, and I think it was, as far as characters go, he is the character you spend the most time with. And I think that was cool. It was realistic that he was saying some smart things and they try to make him the big hero by being smart all the time. Sometimes he would do something really stupid. Yeah. And people would tell him, what the fuck are you doing?
You'll get all of us killed, goddammit.
Yeah. And I will say this one last thing before I let Korey take it and give his rating. The beginning with the tracers and the heads, I can let that go. But this whole thing where they come in and they get to this point where they're in a tall building, like a 20-story skyscraper away, and they do this thing where they actually shut the doors on everybody. They have these walls, these metal walls that close everybody in. And I'm thinking for this right here, for whatever experiment that they're doing right now. That's a lot of money for this experiment. They could have done this shit in a strip mall somewhere. You didn't have.
I look at the economics of these things all the time. Why would somebody spend the money on that?
And
that much money.
Especially when you see at the end the way they explain it, like, man, you could have saved so much money doing this in a room instead of a fucking skyscraper. So this is it's not a bad film by any means. It's just a concept that's been done several times before and has been done so much better. It's a fun film, and it's a movie that I could enjoy, but in the right area. If I'm watching this at home, I can do that. And really, and the only reason why I did enjoy it is because it was like watching it at home. I went to see it this morning. I was the only one in the theater. Whoever's in that theater, I shit in the corner.
Pull a Chuck Berry.
Yeah, I peed in one spot. Yeah, wipe my ass on a chair. It was, and so having a theater to myself, it was kind of a cool experience. But it's a rental, and it's not a bad rental. It's quick, it's easy, and it's cheap, and you get done with it, and you're on your way. You don't have to pay attention the whole time.
Yeah, and the theater I was in was packed. So yeah,
what?
Yeah,
Really?
My theater was sold out.
Damn, I guess that's what I get for going at 10 in the morning,
Well, yeah, I went at like 2 in the afternoon on a Friday.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was like, where is everybody?
Oh, spring break.
Well, yeah, that's true. But it was you're right. It's one of those things where you could see yourself enjoying it at home, and it feels like a sci-fi movie that had sci-fi channel movie that had a really nice budget.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm a big fan of some of the sci-fi properties. Y'all hear me talk about Z Nation all the time on here, and I do appreciate that. There's some gore effects in here that were really good. There was one in the very beginning that John Gallagher's character does to himself. I was like biting my hand, like, oh no, that looks painful. And, and that was really cool. And there's obviously you saw in here where they get the guns out, so obviously it's going to turn into some kind of bloodshed moment, and those are moments that you do appreciate, but they do try to spend way too much time. There's too many characters in here, so they don't spend enough time on the really important ones. So like somebody will pop up for like 30 seconds and then they'll be gone for 30 minutes and then they'll pop back up and like, I thought you died like 20 minutes ago, what's going on? So yeah, it really is a rental. If this is something that you caught coming on the Sci-Fi Channel, or if you want to go out and Redbox it and you got nothing else to watch, this is okay.
Yeah. So there you go, people. Just real quick, like I said, quick and easy.
4, 3, 2, 1.
At the end of the day, people are out for themselves.